Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you after a thrilling 2-1 victory over the Houston Astros. My goodness, what a game. That game had a little bit of everything. We're going to get into all of it here in just a little bit. But first of all, y'all know the drill here at Right on Rangers. We cover everything sports, but we put a big emphasis on all the teams we love from the great state of Texas, including the Rangers and especially the Rangers during baseball season. Thank you so much for tuning in today. A lot of options out there for Rangers content. Thank you for choosing Right on Rangers. If you're not following, not subscribed to the account, to the channel yet, would greatly appreciate if you do so. Stay up to date with all of our live content. Get notified every time we go live. And stay posted on all our latest and greatest content as well. So let's get into this one. 1-1 ball game for much of the day, for much of the afternoon for the Rangers. Of course, Marcus Semien starting off the game with a bang. First pitch of the game, fastball right down the middle from Arrighetti. And that one went deep left center field. Rangers get out to an early 1-0 lead. Astros would respond quickly in the bottom of the first inning. In fact, after that bottom of the first inning, there was not another run scored in the game until the top of the 10th, which we're going to get to shortly here. But in that bottom of the first inning, Diaz for the Astros singled on a sharp line drive to center fielder Leody Taveras. Very, very poor throw from Leody allows Bregman to score. Looked like a good throw, probably gets Bregman by about 4 or 5 feet in the bottom of the first inning. A good throw by Taveras was needed there. I think they had Bregman beat probably, like I said, by at least 5 feet. But the throw took Jonah Heim up the line, and Bregman able to score standing up, kind of did a little nifty maneuver, a little juke move there, and was able to score without even sliding to tie the game at 1. Both teams squandered multiple bases loaded opportunities. I mean, it was both teams just wasting bases loaded opportunity after bases loaded opportunity. So this one could have gone either way a number of times. I think both teams, had you lost today, had the Rangers lost, Astros, of course, do lose this one, I think both teams, win or lose, would have been saying, we wasted opportunities. This is a game we should have won. Nate Eovaldi, super clutch today with the bases loaded, worked out of multiple jams. Same can be said of some of the Astros pitchers. 100%. Again, this was a game I think both offenses are going to look back on, even the Rangers with the win today, and say we wasted a ton of opportunities. So we're going to get into some of those moments here in just a little bit, but we're going to go to the top of the 10th inning. We're going to talk about the good stuff here first. So in the top of the 10th inning, Rangers send up a few big names. They sent up Wyatt Langford. They send up Adolis Garcia and Nate Lowe. Wyatt Langford, sharp ground ball up the middle. Josh Smith, probably a ball he should have advanced on, but it was one of those tough in-between plays where you're not sure if it's going to be caught in the air, kind of one of those low liners, low one-hoppers. And I think that on that play, you probably want Josh Smith advancing. Tough read for Josh Smith, and he doesn't advance on the Wyatt Langford ground ball. Altuve makes a nice play to get Langford at first. Then after that, you've got Garcia coming up. Thought maybe this was going to be a series where you would really see Dolly erupt offensively. John, what's up, my friend? You know, John was actually the one that said that maybe that was going to be what got Dolly going in the first place. Of course, Dolly going back to Houston, a place where he absolutely raked in the postseason. So I thought John was onto something. I thought, hey, maybe Dolly is going to go down there and just light it up. It hasn't been terrible, right? He was 1 for 3, I believe, with a hit by pitch last night, or maybe 1 for 3 with a walk and a hit by pitch. So I can't say it's been a terrible series for Adolis Garcia down in Houston to this point. Today was probably not one of his finer games, going 0 for 4 with the strikeout. He did have a walk, but 0 for 4 on the day for Dolly. And in that moment in the 10th inning, Adolis Garcia able to advance the runner to third base on a ground out to the first baseman. But Nate Lowe is the man of the hour. Nathaniel Lowe coming up incredibly clutch with a 2-out RBI single with 2 strikes. That was, I think, what was even more impressive about the Nate Lowe AB, because the pitch right before that, if you didn't watch the game, the pitch right before Nate Lowe drives in the game-winning run, he whiffs. It's a changeup, low and away. The pitch right before he drives in the game-winning run, he totally whiffed on pretty much an identical pitch. So I was so impressed. Nate Lowe gets down to 2 strikes, and on a changeup outside on the outer half of the plate, I don't even think it was a strike as I'm looking at the pitch by pitch on MLB right now. Wasn't even a strike. Changeup, not low, kind of middle, out. He takes it the opposite field for the game-winning RBI. Love it. Nate Lowe, incredibly clutch in that moment off Scott. Looked like the Astros were going to totally get out of that 10th inning unscathed, and Nate Lowe comes up huge. I got to say, I had the exact same thing going on for me. I got to be honest. You know, when we call it, I'm absolutely going to pat myself on the back, but I'll admit I was not high in that moment on Nate Lowe's chances. He whiffed on the changeup for strike 2. I was not feeling confident he was going to get it done. If you were out there, you're watching right now, and you just had every inkling, everything in your body was telling you Nate was going to get it done there, props to you. I'm going to go ahead and be honest. I did not expect Nate Lowe to get it done right there. Just how the at-bat was looking, how he was playing, I just did not think he was coming through there. It's nothing personal against Nate. Just didn't think it was going to be happening. And Nate Lowe proved me wrong. Probably a lot of other Rangers fans as well. Good for Nate today. Big moment for him. He was 0 for 4 up till that point. It was looking like 0 for 5 was incoming. And he goes ahead and wins the game for the Rangers. My goodness. My goodness. There's not a whole lot else to talk about offensively. We covered Simeon. I think Seager had a hit as well. Had a little single earlier on in the game. But there's not a whole lot else to talk about. Jonah Heim had a single in the game. Kind of a ground ball hopper that got over John Singleton's head out of first base. There's not a whole lot else to talk about offensively. The Rangers did draw 9 walks today. I think that is something to be proud of as a team. As you look back, Rangers draw 9 walks today. So they only had 4 hits in the game, Nate Lowe's game winner included, but 9 walks, so 13 base runners today. The bases loaded were 3 times, 3 times with the bases loaded, absolutely, and Rangers are not able to get it done any one of those times. I think the Astros had 2 or 3 times with the bases loaded themselves. But let's see here. Bases loaded in the bottom of the first for the Astros. Rangers have bases loaded in the top of the 6th. Bases loaded in the top of the 7th. Bases loaded in the top of the 8th. So, y'all, the Rangers had 3 straight innings with the bases loaded. I mean, and got nothing out of it. Got nothing out of it. That's crazy. I'm trying to dwell on the positives right now. We stole this one. I feel like we came away with a win that we're probably very fortunate to get. Now, I do feel like that kind of takes a little bit away from the excellent pitching that we got today from nearly every Rangers pitcher in this game. In fact, every Rangers pitcher in this game. Evo, Robertson, Yates, the 3 pitchers in this one. I feel like you say we stole this one. I do kind of say that in my mind as well, but I'm going to be honest. I feel like it takes a little bit of credit away from just how superb Evo, Robertson, and Yates were today. But the Rangers load the bases 3 times in the game and get nothing out of it. The Astros, I think, loaded the bases twice and got nothing out of it as well. And it wasn't exactly an easy path in the bottom of the 10th inning for Kirby Yates. Let's talk about David Robertson. He goes 2 innings today. You felt like this was a multi-inning David Robertson game. This, you don't want to over dramatize the situation, but these games that the Rangers currently have against the Astros, in my opinion, are must wins. They needed to win today. They need to win tomorrow. Go into the All-Star break, 2 out of 3 against the Astros. I do think most Rangers fans are going to walk away, myself included, very disappointed losing 2 out of 3 in this series. This is do or die for the Rangers. The Astros have been playing well. I think the Astros can kind of afford to get things done in other series. I think if they were to drop 2 out of 3 to the Rangers, it's not the end of the world for the Astros. Rangers, you're the team playing that needs to be playing with more urgency. So I would expect the Rangers to come out tomorrow trying everything to get a series win. In fact, what I said last night came to fruition. Rangers are going to be starting Max Scherzer tomorrow. I felt pretty strongly they were going to try and line that up. Not that John Gray is a guy that doesn't inspire a lot of confidence. I think John Gray is a very solid pitcher. But I think you wanted to go out into the All-Star break with your 2 best pitchers back-to-back, Evo, then Scherzer, with an opportunity to win the series. So we've got Scherzer going tomorrow. Rangers, I think, are going to be doing everything they can. I'm sure they'll throw Kirby Yates again tomorrow if they have to. Not sure if Robertson is going to be available tomorrow after going multiple innings, but I'm sure they are going to throw Kirby Yates tomorrow. Might have to depend on a few other guys to get it done. Scherzer, I'm thinking, is probably only going to be going 6 innings, maybe 7 max. So you're going to need somebody to step up. It's probably going to have to be Jose Leclerc. I would be very surprised if we see Robertson tomorrow go for maybe more than an out. Maybe you pitch Robertson tomorrow if you need, a guy to come in and get 1 out for you with multiple runners on. But I don't think we're going to see Robertson in a traditional role. Maybe we will. But after going multiple innings today, I'm not so sure. Alex, what's up, my friend? Thanks for tuning in. This might have been the most intense game all year. Just felt there was so much on the line. I got to agree. From Rangers' perspective, I think this is spot on. Again, from the Astros side of things, I don't think this was a make or break game. They lose this game. They lose this series. Look, they're still 1 game, 2 games out of first place. I think for Rangers fans and for the Rangers, the organization, the team, this was a huge game to win. Hopefully it's a win that propels them to good things moving forward, but I totally agree with you. Tristan, what's up? Yeah, all we needed was to win this game. It really doesn't matter how you get it done. You got to win. Totally agree. Langford seems to have a similar effect as Young. He helps the rest of the offense when he's hitting. And Langford today, 0 for 4, didn't get a hit, got a walk. I felt like the walk Langford drew today was a huge moment in the game, even though nothing really came of it. Langford, I feel like, did have some good ABs. So, look, Langford being right absolutely helps the offense. He's had a rough series, I would say, so far. I think he's gone 0 for both games. But look, it doesn't matter today. You got the win. Let's focus on the positives. Pitching was amazing. The futility part of this comment is related to the Rangers going, let's check the box score here. Going 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Stranding 7 runners with 2 outs. Leaving 12 runners on base. These are all the numbers from the offense today. I mean, it was futility for the Rangers offense until Nate Lowe delivers that RBI single in the 10th. Kind of bookend, right? You had Simeon hitting the leadoff first pitch of the game, no doubter home run, a whole lot of nothing and absolute futility in between. And then you've got Nate Lowe in the 10th driving in the game winner. It was a rough game to watch for the Rangers offensively, but we'll take the Simi bomb to start off things, and we'll take the Nate Lowe RBI, opposite field single to end it. The pitching was amazing, though. And that's the part I really want to lock in on today. Let's take nothing away from Kirby Yates, David Robertson, and Nate Eovaldi. Let's take nothing away from those guys. They kept us in this game. They are the reason. Look, Nate Lowe gets the game-winning RBI, and he's going to get the highlight reel when they're going through this on MLB Network and ESPN later. Make no mistake, this was pitching that won us this ball game. 100%. And Robertson going the 2 innings that he did. Robertson, let's read through who he had to face in this one. So Robertson goes through and dispatches of, he started out, first of all, bottom of the 8th inning with Alvarez, Diaz, and Singleton. Gets Alvarez to fly out, got Diaz to strike out, Singleton to line out to Dolly. Then Robertson came back out for the 9th inning, gets Pena, Myers, and he has to face Lowe, who singled, and then they are able to get Dubon out on a ground ball. Let's be real, Rangers fans. That was a really, really questionable challenge there in the bottom of the 9th inning. Dubon looked like, to me, I'm just going to be real with y'all, it looked like Dubon beat the throw. I'm going to take that it was too close to call, but it looked like Dubon beat that throw. We'll take the fortuitous challenge. Lord knows the Rangers have been absolutely screwed out of a number of challenges. I mean, it's been ugly. The Rangers have had their fair share of challenges that look pretty obvious not go their way. So I'm going to say and go ahead and take this one. I'm going to take the gift because, to me, looked like Dubon beats that one out. It looked like the ball still not at the back of the glove, maybe not even in the glove yet when Dubon's front spike hits the base. That's just my opinion. Maybe there's some Rangers fans out there that want to argue it, but to me, it looked like the Rangers got a fortuitous challenge there. We'll take it. The Rangers have had plenty of challenges, not just inconsequential, 2 outs and, first inning runner on, it's not like this. It's not like the Rangers have only benefited from inconsequential challenges. This was a big spot for a call that went the Rangers' way. But if you remember, the Jonah Heim blocking the base against the White Sox from last year, I mean, there's a number of calls I can point out if you want to go back and forth. The Rangers, it's about time they got a fortuitous challenge late. Look, I think David Robertson, let's say Dubon gets called safe. After that, they would have had, I believe, Altuve coming up. That would have been a big spot. Altuve comes up in that moment. Who knows what happens? I think David Robertson has just as good of a chance to get Altuve out as Altuve does to get a base hit. I don't think it's a foregone conclusion either way. Robertson gets Altuve or Altuve gets a base hit there, but it would have been interesting if Dubon does get called safe on that challenge. What happens next? I'll take the challenge. Going the Rangers' way, though, 100%. That being said, in the bottom of the 9th inning or bottom of the 10th inning, Kirby Yates comes on. And he has to face the top orders in the Astros lineup. And I love the sequencing. I love that you go Altuve, Bregman, you get the line out. And that pitch, by the way, that line out, 90-mile-an-hour liner. Look, not smoked, but hey, easily could have been a base hit right at Josh Smith. And we'll take that play. We will 100% take that. We have had, as Rangers fans, our fair share of absolutely smoked baseballs right at somebody. The Wyatt Langford line drive, or was it? Yeah, I think it was a line drive last night, right at Bregman. I believe the bases were loaded in that spot, or at least runners on first and second. So it goes both ways. Absolutely goes both ways. But Yates gets Altuve on the liner. We get Bregman to pop out in foul territory. I think it was a no-brainer decision to intentionally walk Yordan Alvarez. No-brainer. And then you get Diaz to strike out on a high heater to end the ball game. That was a 94-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball above the zone to get Diaz out. Diaz, a pretty good hitter, 287 average. The Astros catcher we're talking about right now, that's not an easy at bat there. I mean, regardless, you got runners on first and second. That is not an easy at bat, and Kirby Yates handled it beautifully. Believe it was a three-pitch strikeout. Three-pitch strikeout of Diaz there by Kirby Yates, and the Rangers get a W. Absolutely huge game, and now you hand the ball over to Scherzer tomorrow with an opportunity to get a series win. Going into the All-Star break, Rangers need this series. It's a big game tomorrow. If they lose, I can't say that I'm going to be saying season over. I don't know. I think it's a little bit dramatic to say season over. You felt like they needed to get this game. You had it all in front of you. You weren't getting absolutely pummeled. This was a game that you could have won. I think by nature, this felt like a game you had to have. Now, if they lose tomorrow, I can't say I'm going to sit here and say season over. I am going to say very disappointing. Tomorrow, you're facing, I believe, Blanco, a guy that a lot of Rangers players, I feel like, have had some success off of in the past. We're going to look at the stats. I don't feel like Blanco has been a guy that has just locked down the Rangers. There are some guys that have some decent numbers off Blanco on the team. Langford is one of them, 2 for 6 off Blanco. We've got Jonah Heim with the homer off Blanco. There's a few other guys that I think have some decent numbers. And then, of course, you go back to the postseason last year. Rangers had some success off of Blanco as well. Should be a good pitching duel once again tomorrow, if I had to guess. I imagine that it's going to be another tight ball game with Scherzer on the bump, Blanco on the mound as well. But we'll see. Tomorrow, though, big game. Would be huge if the Rangers can go into the All-Star break winning 2 out of 3. And then you go face the Orioles, a team that's having some trouble this weekend against the Yankees. Maybe you're catching the Orioles at a good time. Who knows what could happen? But tomorrow, Blanco versus Scherzer should be a fun one. We're going to check on scores around the league here. Let's go ahead and let's do some scoreboard watching. If you got anything else you want to add in about the game today, questions, points you want to throw out there, please do so. Be more than happy to get to your comment, get to your question. The Angels and Mariners don't play till tonight, so we'll definitely be doing some scoreboard watching there. Hopefully the Angels can pull out a victory. Believe the Angels won last night, if I'm not mistaken. Angels won 6-5 in extra innings, so kept the Rangers at, I believe, 7 games back. Rangers would have dropped to 8 games back with the Mariners win. Rangers are now 6.5 games out, and they would push that to 6 with an Angels win and Mariners loss tonight. So we will see what happens in that game. Oakland is the other team that was in play today. They lost to the Phillies 11-5. So right now, the standings. We have the Astros a game and a half back. That would stay at 1 game with a Mariners win, or excuse me, with the Mariners loss. That would go to 2 games back. Astros of first place, Mariners, if the Mariners were to win today. Rangers would go back to 7 games out with the Mariners win, 6 games with the Mariners loss. Rangers are currently 7.5 games out of the wild card. So again, a better shot to win the division than to make a wild card spot at this point. So that is the AL West roundup and the AL West standings recap. So we'll see what happens with the Mariners-Angels game tonight. As we look at the game from today, we already talked about the abysmal performances that the Rangers had at the plate for much of the game. One at bat that really sticks out to me, first and second base, nobody out. I believe this was, I want to take you back to the middle innings here. I think it was the bottom, or it was the top of the 7th. We had Jonah Heim, Robbie Grossman walking. Leody Taveras I was kind of wondering why they were leaving him in for the lefty matchup because Leote, of course, has been benched against a lot of lefties. But they wanted Leote to bunt with first and second, nobody out. HOU, Grossman had just walked. Felt like that was a huge moment. Leote, the bunt pop out to first base. Simeon strikes out. Seager walks. And then you have Josh Smith striking out, swinging. Josh Smith really struggled today with the fastball. I know he walked twice, and I think he was hit another time. So Josh Smith was on base a ton today. But I got to say, Josh Smith did not look great with his swings today. A little bit concerning. I feel like 2 games in a row, Josh Smith has just not looked comfortable against the fastball. I hope a good game's coming from him. He's given us so many good things. I'm not going to sit here and rail on him, but he just did not look comfortable against the fastball today. And he got, in my opinion, some meatball fastballs today. And Josh Smith in that top of the 7th inning, I mean, you look at some of the pitches he had in that top of the 7th with the game on the line. I mean, you're talking about multiple pitches right in the wheelhouse. And we're not talking 98, 99. These are 93, 94 miles an hour. And Josh Smith just cannot connect. I was very surprised to see Josh Smith just whiffing on multiple fastballs right down the middle at a very comfortable velocity. I do not consider 94 miles an hour to be heat. I mean, if this was 98, 99, 100, I get it. But I was disappointed. Josh Smith in some big moments today, swinging and missing on some very hittable fastballs. He did have one that he fouled straight back, but strikes out, I think, on a pitch above the zone. But a couple of pitches in that at bat, right in the wheelhouse. Josh Smith not able to come through. That top of the 7th inning, that was one I had circled as we're going to go back and look at that top of the 7th. HOU walks, Grossman walks to lead off the inning. Leote, the pop bunt that couldn't get down to advance the runner. Simeon strikes out swinging. Josh Smith strikes out swinging, and that's all she wrote. Seager, I believe, worked a walk in there in between. But that top of the 7th with the bases loaded, that was just a huge inning that the Rangers missed out on. Glad that it didn't come back to bite them. And beyond that, we already sung the praises of every Rangers pitcher. Nate Eovaldi, really reminiscent of that game 2 that he had in Houston, where he was just nails with the bases loaded, with runners on base. Game 2 of the ALCS last year in Houston. Evo started that one, had a ton of huge clutch moments as a pitcher, and he did it again today. Evo got out of multiple jams, 7 innings pitched, 8 hits, 1 earned run. Probably shouldn't have even had an earned run. If Leote can deliver an accurate throw on that play in the bottom of the 1st inning, I don't even think the Astros get a run today out of Evo. 7 Ks, no walks. I think that's the big one from Nate Eovaldi. Eovaldi is a guy that can walk, can be a little susceptible to the 3-4 walk games. Didn't walk anybody today. Rangers only walked 1 Astro all game, and it was the intentional walk to Yordan Alvarez in the bottom of the 10th inning. I think that's a huge stat. There were no unintentional walks today. It's not a shocker the Rangers get the win. I think if you look on paper, everything screams that the Rangers should have won this game. You had 12 guys left on base. The Astros did have 10. So look, Astros had their opportunities. Astros were 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position. Rangers 1 for 10. The Rangers had 9 walks today. They worked 9 walks today. I think on paper, Rangers should have won this game. Both teams could have said and had an argument for missed opportunities cost us. The Rangers take advantage, though, in the bottom of the 10th. And the Astros not able to score any runs in their bottom half of the extra inning frame. And the Rangers get a win. They improved to 45 and 50 on the year. Astros dropped to 50 and 45. Rubber match tomorrow. Scherzer versus Blanco. Should be a good one. I sure am looking forward to it. And I'm hopeful the Rangers will be able to go into the All-Star break with a series win. Now, tomorrow looks like the start time for the game. Checking it out right now while the computer catches up, if you bear with me here. Think we have got a 1:10 Texas time start, be a morning start here. Man, I wonder what the Angels-Mariners game, is that the ESPN game, or is there not a Sunday Night Baseball game tomorrow? Maybe there's not. It looks like all of these games are early starts, so maybe there's no Sunday Night Baseball tomorrow. A little bit surprised the Rangers-Astros didn't get that one, but look, maybe just no Sunday Night Baseball before the All-Star break, I guess. So no Sunday Night Baseball tomorrow. We have Rangers playing at 1:10 Texas time. Late morning start out here in Vegas for me. Should be a good one. All right, y'all. Let me keep on glancing back and forth in between comments here. Randy, what's up, by the way? I see your comment on Instagram. Thanks for tuning in today. How do I think the Orioles will do this year in the playoffs? We'll see. They're kind of sliding right now, but I think Orioles will be there, no doubt, either wild card or division, if I had to guess. By the way, Rangers had some players playing today in the futures game, which was a little 7-inning game, it looks like. The NL futures come away with the win, 6-1. Rangers had a few guys throwing today. Teodo goes 2 innings for the Rangers. Doesn't give up any hits or walks, strikes out 1. So I thought that was a very solid showing from Teodo today. And then the Rangers also had Walcott. He went 0 for 2. I think there were a couple of other guys that were throwing as well. Was it Santos that threw? He had an unearned run, I think, in this one. But it was fun to see some Rangers futures. Did not get to watch. Just watch some of the highlights of Teodo throwing. But glad to see some Rangers featured in this one. I think that is a ton of fun. Good for the Rangers. Having some guys in the farm system getting showcased in front of all of Major League Baseball. Good stuff. Looking forward to the Home Run Derby on Monday and the All-Star Game on Tuesday. I think we'll still have a little bit of fun with the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game. Maybe with a couple of futures bets placed on Adolis Garcia. I think that's going to be the plan for right now. But I'm really glad that Dolly is going to be in that Home Run Derby. Be a lot more fun beating the Astros tomorrow, right? Maybe with Dolly winning it for us on a home run, something like that. I'm just trying to speak it into existence right now. Tristan, totally agree. Great game for the Rangers. Let's get that win tomorrow. Go Rangers. Let me go ahead and check some MLB highlights, headlines, and then I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the day. Ohtani looks like hit his 200th homer today. Judge hit another bomb. Most home runs by a Yankees player before the All-Star break. So Yankees are catching fire here right before the break after being in a little bit of a skid. Let's see. Let's see who this Reds guy is. Is it Hines or Hins? Don't know how to say his name, but he hit his 4th, 5th, and 6th homer in his 6th career game. Unreal run for him. Is it Reese Hines? I can only guess on the pronunciation, but there is a Reds prospect right now absolutely killing it. Good for him. That is a lot of fun. That is a lot of fun when you come up as a prospect or you're a fan of the team with the prospect coming up who just kills it out the chute. Dodgers went ahead and stunned the Dodgers, though. Or excuse me, Tigers stunned the Dodgers with a 5-run rally in the 9th and a walk-off homer in the 10th. My goodness. And beyond that, there's not a whole lot else. So if there's not a whole lot of other comments, we're going to start wrapping things up here. Pre-recorded. Oh, got you on that one. What position do you think Walcott will play when he reaches the majors? We'll see. I'm not 100% sure what they're going to do. There are kind of some blocks for Walcott at this point. So I'm going to say they're going to have to maybe get a little bit creative when he gets up to the major leagues, whenever that may be. Right now, I think that they've had Walcott playing a few different positions. I think that he's been playing on the left side quite a bit, but I don't know what he's going to settle on at this point. Not 100% sure. I think he's done some shortstop, some third base. Obviously, those places are going to be blocked by Seager and by Josh Young. I don't know. I'm not sure what they're going to do with Walcott. It's not going to shock me if he's trade bait of some kind. If the Rangers, maybe not this year, but maybe say next year, wanted to make a big move at the deadline. I don't know. I'm not sure what the long-term plans are for Walcott. Maybe, I think I've heard some rumblings that Seager eventually is going to be transitioning to first base. That would maybe open up a spot for Walcott. But I don't think that transition is going to be happening for a few years yet. But maybe that'll all line up. But that's kind of what I've heard is Seager at some point in this contract is going to be transitioning to first base. I don't know for sure. But I will say that's what I've heard up to this point, and it makes sense. Seager transitions to first. You have Walcott that can slide in and play shortstop. That's at least what I've heard. Not 100% how truthful it is, but that's at least what has been out there. At least rumblings. Just hearsay, though, at this point. Nothing confirmed, obviously. Well, all right, y'all. Tomorrow, we'll have a video out to y'all previewing the matchup, updating you on our system, betting 1 cent on Texas Rangers money line for every follower that we have. We got a positive outcome today. We are slowly inching our way towards the black, hoping the Rangers can continue to stay hot. Rangers have won 6 of their last 8 games. I think that is the outlook that you have to have right now. Rangers have won 6 of their last 8. So hopefully we can keep rolling with the challenge that we're doing. And that's a good segue into, if you're watching this, whether live or whether you're watching it on the replay, if you're not following yet, haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. I greatly appreciate it. It'll make my challenge, betting 1 cent on every follower on Texas Rangers money line, that much more fun. And it'll help build this community of good people we've got here, talking baseball, talking Rangers baseball specifically. So I greatly appreciate if you know somebody that loves the Rangers, you know someone that's a big baseball fan, tell them about the channel, tell them about the account, share one of my videos with them. I would be extremely grateful. But for now, y'all, I think we're going to go ahead and call it a day. Thank you for all the comments. Thanks for tuning in. Looking forward to coming at you live tomorrow, hopefully after a Rangers series win. And until then, hope y'all have a great rest of your Saturday and a good rest of the weekend ahead if I don't see you. And as I always say to end every show, God bless. Go Rangers. Have a good one, y'all. We'll see you.